Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to take you along with me on a deer hunt from last night. I took out the Howa Mini in 6.5 Grendel one more time for the season. Initially, I wanted to switch guns for every rifle deer hunt, but since the shot that I made on my last buck was so perfect and cut the aorta off the top of the heart, I really wanted to see how that 220 grain Barnes TSX did on another deer and what the exit wound looked like and all of that. So we'll talk about that more at the end of the video and how it performed. But I'm just gonna let you guys know, in this video, I shoot a pretty young deer. No spots on it or anything, it wasn't quite that young. But if you guys don't like to see young deer being shot, I may suggest skipping this video. I did purposely want to shoot a little bit younger doe, specifically because the meat from this deer is going to be going to some friends of mine who might not be as used to more strong flavored deer meat. So a younger doe was going to be perfect for this. I was looking for pretty much anything that I could tell wasn't super old. So anyway, jump with me back to last night and let's go hunting. I have got a couple of hours this afternoon. Not a whole lot, I gotta work tonight, but I'm gonna go back and try and kill a doe. It is December 12th, and I filled both my buck tags. The wind's pretty calm tonight, so it's going to be a little bit harder to sneak around. So I'm going to try to find a place where I can set up. I've actually got a spot, if I can get to it, without spooking anything out. But there's a bunch of pine needles. It'll be a little bit quieter for me to sit in. So I'm going to go over there, sit down, try to kill a doe. They come through there pretty regularly, especially I found in late season. The does pass through. But got the Howa Mini 6.5 Grendel. That's what I'm hunting with tonight. Be a super short range, maximum of 100 yards, probably maximum of 50. I've also got the Kimber Camp Guard 10mm on my hip, because the area that I'm going to be sitting has the potential for some really close range shots. And be cool to get one with a handgun. I've never done that before. So we'll just see. Everything is so crunchy. Just going to walk in halfway slow. If I'm going to spook something, I'm going to spook it. There's really no way around it. I'll stand over this valley and make sure I don't have anything standing in here. It is 3 p.m. Sunset is 4:39 where I'm at, so an hour and 40 minutes till sunset. That field up at the top of the ridge is where I killed my last buck, except way over at the other end of it. This place is covered up in squirrels, and it normally is. Unless I'm out squirrel hunting. This place is covered up in deer tracks and trails. Where I'm going is right up in there. You can see some evergreens up ahead. But there's this fallen tree that hasn't been here too awful long, and I'm real tempted to make a blind in it. The trouble I know is those leaves are dry. They're gonna make all kinds of noise. If I'd brought a chair, I might try to clear out right in there and sit on it, but oh yeah, super loud. Alright, let me find a place to sit in these pine needles. Sit up against a tree. I got my camera mount set up. I wish I had a little better cover, but I value being able to see for just a little bit over cover. I've had success here before on does, especially towards the end of the season, so we'll see how it goes. If there's something back over here, chances of getting it on video are slim, but I'm gonna try anyway. I may think on my setup and move just a little bit. One thing I've found in the last couple of years of hunting is it's usually better, if you think you're in a bad spot, to move. Of course, doing it as quietly and discreetly as you can. It's usually better to move than to sit at a bad spot where you don't have shot angles or whatever. gonna sit here and think about it for a minute, and if I can come up with a better spot to sit tonight. The sun is right in my eyes, which of course is not ideal, but unfortunately my camera arm is difficult enough to move because it has to screw into the tree. That becomes kind of a pain, and it takes just a few minutes to do. Well, like I said, I've killed stuff from sitting at this tree before. It's little, but it's big enough. I put a second one into that other one. I'm glad I waited because that doe was standing right down here at like 40 yards. It gave me a perfect shot. I hope I took a perfect shot, but I feel like I rushed it just a little bit. I had the opportunity to put a second shot in that doe to try to limit how far she could get. And I took it because I generally think that's the right thing to do. It's 5 minutes till legal sunset. At legal sunset, I'm going to go find that doe. The only other thing I would possibly shoot tonight is a big mature doe, and I'm guessing they've taken off. I'm pretty sure she went just down across this creek and up the other side a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can spot the deer, and if I don't spot her, I'll look for blood. Ah, shoot. There's a deer standing over there. I'm pretty sure I see it laying there. Yep, that's her laying there. Good deal. Dead deer. Yep. Little yearling doe. Little yearling doe with the 6.5 Grendel. Probably should have waited until a more mature one came in, but that's alright. It'll eat real good. As far as my shot placement goes, it was actually perfect. That would have brought the deer down. Kind of wish I hadn't fired again, because that did tear out the stomach on the other side, but that's alright. Better safe than sorry when it comes to putting in an extra shot. This deer is actually going to go to some friends of mine that requested deer meat, so it'll be really good, really easy for them to cook up, and I'm happy with them. I'm going to check and see if I can see what the bullet did. Get this deer hung in the tree, and I'm going to get it all processed up tomorrow morning. Alright, I'm going to show you here how those bullets did. So I took 2 shots, which I didn't intentionally do for data gathering on this bullet, but I'm kind of glad I have these 2 more exit wounds to compare to. So, warning, this is going to be a little bit graphic. The first one here is the second shot that I took. It completely broke out the side of the ribs, and I think the ribs actually cut a little bit of a bigger hole in the skin. It ended up being close to a fist-size hole. This second picture here is the exit wound from the first shot, and the bullet did deflect kind of high out the shoulder, but it completely blew a chunk of the shoulder out and still left a good size exit wound, at least the size of a $50. You can see it here in the picture compared to the size of my hand. This is what I was looking for. I really wanted to make sure that this bullet would open up and expand and do its job, creating a lot of terminal damage. Well, you can see that it did that. I was a little bit worried because it's a copper bullet moving a little slower, that it wouldn't open up good enough. Well, at least at this shorter range of about 40 yards, it absolutely did. I'd love to get some ballistic gel and test this load out to 200, 250 yards. The thing is, that's just probably not going to happen because I don't want to buy any ballistic gel right now. It's kind of expensive, and especially for a copper bullet like this, I'd probably have to buy a pretty long chunk of it in order to actually catch that bullet. I don't have a slow motion camera or anything to help me out with that. So anyway, mission accomplished, right? We got good data on the bullet. I am comfortable using it for deer hunting in the future, at least out to the about 100 yards that I've used it so far. And I've got a deer to pass on to some friends that want to cook with some deer meat this year. I believe that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good one.